Joining me now is Dr. Larry Sabato, director of the Center for Politics at the University of Virginia. Dr. Sabato, I want to ask you, do you believe that having Tom Perez win signals that Dems are more interested not in an establishment wing than a progressive one?
He narrowly won, so this is a party that is clearly factionalized, but of course Democrats normally are factionalized. What impressed me about the day and the speeches and the aftermath was that Democrats seem more willing than they often are to reunify. And remember, they have somebody and something that they didn't have a year ago that is forcing them to reunify to survive, and his name is Donald Trump.
I'm curious what you think 2018 will be about. Is it a referendum on Donald Trump?
I don't think Democrats will want to make it a referendum on Donald Trump completely because the odds are stacked in favor of the Republicans. The seats that are up in the Senate heavily favor the Republicans. The House of Representatives is already substantially Republican. There's some chance Democrats could take over, but it's an uphill climb. It's really in the states that Democrats are going to have to make progress. They're at a modern low of just 16 governorships. They've got to gain more governorships. They've got to win back more state legislatures if they're going to prepare for the future after the next census for the redistricting that takes place throughout the country.
I want to ask you about Congressman Keith Ellison. He had Bernie Sanders' support. He also had Elizabeth Warren's support. He lost the election. We know he will serve as deputy chair. But do you think this is more of a consolation prize to heal the divides within the Democratic Party?
It's certainly a consolation prize, and I don't think people knew about this in advance. It's helpful to have him on board. It isn't going to do anything about this basic split in the Democratic Party between the establishment wing, the Obama-Clinton wing, and the Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren wing of the party. That will continue. But again, what forces Democrats to reunite often doesn't come from inside the party. It comes from outside, and their threat is Donald Trump and what the Republicans might be able to do in 2018 and 2020.
What do you think, Dr. Sabato, the other challenges are that Perez will face as he leads the DNC?
It is extremely important for Democrats to expand beyond the blue states or blue areas of other states. They have to start building in the competitive states, maybe some they took for granted, like the blue wall states, Wisconsin and Michigan, Pennsylvania, and others. They also have to rebuild the party in places where they used to be at least somewhat competitive, in the Midwest, in the Mountain West, certain parts of the South and the border states. They can do a lot better. But if you don't show up, you can't compete at all. And listen to what the candidates for chair, all of them, had to say today. They all seem to recognize that this must be a pressing goal of the Democratic Party.
One man, one of the candidates for the Democratic chair, DNC chair, Peter Buttigieg, mayor of South Bend, Indiana, dropped out of the race before the votes even began. A lot of people looked at him as someone from the Midwest who could possibly help with that stretch of the country. Do you think we'll see more of him in Democratic politics?
Well, he's certainly an impressive young man. He's mid-30s, and he's mayor of South Bend, Indiana. I think he impressed a lot of people. I think he will go places if he can manage to get elected in the deeply red state of Indiana. It won't be easy, but he needs a congressional seat or a Senate seat. He needs to win the governorship, and then he can move on to a national position. He has all the elements needed for success, except for being elected to an important position.
All right, Dr. Larry Sabato, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Rena.